Building up a stash. Good thinking. Looking stronger already. ready to run.
You're dead.
Stay ready.
Nice kill.
Never know
You
what else
interested
might
in
be
hunting
headed
something a
our way.
little more? Do you smell that? The air here. It's almost sweet. Be wary. There are vampires about, and that smell means they're on the prowl. It's best you don't wander alone. I can see that. You didn't flinch when that vampire attacked. Name's Sabon. Me and my partners came here to hunt a certain vampire lord. But the infestation is worse than we thought. We could use someone like you. The beasts are feral with hunger. We're going to use it against them. Lure them into a trap. Before we get started, you really ought to meet the team. That is, if you're still interested. The camp is just south of the abandoned orc settlement. Excellent. When you arrive, I'll introduce you to the rest of my team.
Useful. Hold on to that.
So much to report. A fellow seeker of knowledge. I can tell by the glint in your eye. The Reliquary of Stars is a marvelous find, is it not? Why, it recently came alive, though perhaps awake is the more appropriate word. One of my fellow Mages Guild scholars leads the excavation if you care to learn more. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Lara Nalda or her assistants in quite some time. Suppose it's a bit troubling. Say, would you happen to be headed into the ruins? I have this report to finish, but if you could check on Lara Nalda, it'd set my mind at ease. I'd love to chat more, but I really must finish this report. My fellows in the Elden Root Mages Guild are chomping at the bit to learn more of our findings.
If you're trying to sneak up on me, you have some competition. These flying books can be maddeningly silent when they want to be. Sometimes in pairs. They slam shut on your ear tips, then flutter off. It seems half the library has tormented us since we tripped the wards. I've been trying to settle things down, but it's slow going without my assistance. Tedrini headed to explore the flesh gardens. Once the wards broke, I sent Behilir to fetch him. Neither returned. Mage's Guild protocol says I should remain in place until aid arrives. I'm hoping that's you. Do be careful out there. These books are harmless enough, but they aren't the only things flitting about in the dark. Do be careful. Everything was quiet when we arrived, but bones and other refuse littered the halls. With the wards broken, it wouldn't surprise me if more than books are moving about.
Its likeness. So many fleshlings running through the halls, such obstreperous creatures. You seem a fine specimen. I don't think I have one of your kind in my garden. Oh, and it speaks. I just finished a Tedrini, some of my finest work between you and me. Though you couldn't possibly appreciate the detail. Why, you need to entertain me. There are a variety of chests throughout the gardens. I placed your friend's soul in one of them. See if you find it before my posing retinue tears you to pieces. The caretaker. I preserve everything against the ravages of time. Scrolls and books are easy, but the aliens themselves, they resisted at first, but they saw things my way in time. Have a look around you. They used to be. Turning a body to stone is easy. The trick is keeping the mind intact. If they hadn't settled into place so many years ago, I'd introduce you to my former masters. Pity. Hardly. My masters found there were certain difficulties in allowing me to roam this place unfettered. So they split me from my body. In this form I can go where I please, but I can't touch anything directly. It's quite upsetting.
Hideous slime! You'll rule the... What? You're not... And I'm... Ukezi. Why does that name sound familiar? Perhaps... No, I've lost it. Wait, where is La Ronalda? Good. That's good. Then it hasn't been too long. I really should head back, get my bearings. Don't worry about me. Wasn't he back at the camp? I suppose La Ronalda would know where he's off to.
Blasted Zarxus. I know I shouldn't have... Oh, another one? Hello? You aren't an illusion, are you? Thank the stars! You have to get me out of here! It seems I set off an ancient trap, but I think I've determined how those strange lights channel their energy, and how to turn it against them. Once trapped, strange creatures covered in eyes and tentacles descended from above. They reinforced the sconces with foul magic from their largest eyes. Those eyes are key. Extract one and use it to refocus the lights. It should break the binding. I don't know. Daedra, I expect? The horrors of Oblivion aren't my specialty. You'll know those floating beasts if you see them. They have many tentacles and seem quite nimble, like netches but covered in eyeballs.
Let's not head.
You hold my lock of hair, yet you are not him. Why follow the words of another? Do you bring me a message from him? Is he delayed? Oh no. I hoped we would join together in one last embrace before triggering our death with my voice. But I whispered his name aloud as I waited. Was that enough to collapse the stones? I should go now.
Blasted Xarxes! I know I shouldn't have... Oh, another one? Oh, my arms. I thought they were going to fall off. I'm glad the eyeball was worth it. So good when a theory works in practice, you know? I was certain it was a good theory. All part of the scholarly process, my friend. But never mind that. I should thank you for your timely rescue. I'll head back to our camp. I cannot wait to tell Ronaldo what happened here.
Look at you.
Ah, good. Everyone back in one place. I was beginning to worry. And not a moment too soon. I managed to subdue one of the tomes. It's proven most enlightening. The Reliquary of Stars was created to preserve knowledge. This we already knew. But the book speaks of a deeper level, closed off from the rest of the ruin. I suspected the Heart of an Umbral was hidden somewhere in the ruin, and now I know where. If this description is accurate, the entrance lies somewhere in the Hall of Might. But there's something else. Would you come with me? Thank you. Tedrini has behaved quite erratically since his return. This should be far enough. When you went searching for my assistance, did you see anyone else? Anyone intelligent, I mean. Spectres don't count. Damn. That's what I was afraid of. The book mentions her specifically, some sort of caretaker. Her specialty was... well, there's no easy way around it. She controlled the minds of others. It seems even the Aliads feared her. Maybe. Tedrini hasn't been the same since he returned. He's normally so enthusiastic about his studies, but he's withdrawn into himself. It's downright unsettling watching him suffer like this. I'd like to run some simple tests for signs of Daedric influence. While I do so, would you bring Behilir with you to search the Hall of Might? I suspect the heart of Enumera lays within its walls. Wonderful. If this tome is correct, there's a passageway hidden in the library. I'm sure you and Behilir will find it.
I heard my name. What do you need?
Behilir, our friend needs your help in the Hall of Might.
The Hall of Might? So you think we found it? Oh, exhilarating! Lead away, my friend. Make it look so easy! This looks promising. Let's start searching. Must be around here somewhere. Over here! There's a draft coming from this bookcase! Numeril. I never thought I'd hold it.
In my own two hands. Well, puppet hands count as my hands. The power. It's exquisite. And I have you to thank. And now, I really must take this Behilir puppet for a stroll. Let's see how fast it can run. don't have time for this. It really is too easy.
Baelia, what are you doing? What happened? Why did Baelia sound so strange? Baelia suggested Tadrini was under her control. A ruse, and one I should have seen. But if Ukezi has the heart of an Umaril, she can use it to restore her spirit to her body. We have to get it back. Through the door. We've never been able to open it, and I don't know where it leads. Quickly, after her. I'll attempt to restore the wards here, should you fail. We can't allow a day...
And with one final ship. Yes, I can feel it. Where is that ugly thing? It should be here.
Easy.
Huh? What's happening?
Let's make this quick. Should have been more prepared.
Defeat you so easily.
You! I hadn't thought you'd make it out alive. Ukezi must have been formidable alone. With the heart of a Numaril in her hands, I can hardly imagine. You do have it, don't you? Wonderful! When all the flying books fell, I knew it had left the ruins. I'll return it to the Elden Root Mages Guild, per our agreement with the king. We won't need to worry about Daedra finding it there. Very well. So they're really going through with it, are they? I'd pay my weight in gold to see the orrery working. I'll personally ensure it reaches there without further trouble, don't you fear. After I return it to the orrery, perhaps I can research its properties once the ceremony is complete. If the Queen allows, of course. I'm not one to stand in the way of royalty.
Better overstocked than under.
Yeah! Yeah!
I never thought I'd enjoy a stage magician before I went to Sarandal's Con.
I could see us resting here. Just for a moment, though.
Yeah!
The alternative is a lot worse.
What? Easy.
Let's ride! Yeah! Yeah!
Oh. Don't get many visitors. If you're here for the ruin, best to turn back. No good's come out of that place in several hundred years. Give or take a decade or so. What ruin? As if any other mattered. Leloria, sealed up tighter than an Anse tomb. Twice as dangerous. That's the kind of thing that happens when Daedric princes start feuding with one another. Shame what happened to Kulanwe, though. Priestess of Azura. Molag Bal's been torturing her. Longer than you, me, maybe even these trees have been alive. And he's not like to stop unless someone makes him. Old Vistari tried. Haven't seen her since. Best of luck to you. Leloria's sealed up tight, and by Azura's own hand. It'll take some doing to get in. Never mind thwart Molag Bal, rescue Cullenway, and make your way back here. Used to study magic back in the day, under a powerful mage named Vestari. Taught Tholor and me everything we know. We were her best students, so when she walked into Leiloria, she told us what to do if things went wrong. She gave us a crystal. Told us if the beacon on her tower ever turns red, we're to break it. No questions asked. When we do, everything around her tower, trees, Leiloria, all of it, will be unmade. If we don't, well, we're in trouble. Well, we're not sure exactly. But when Vestari went down there, Daedra poured out and killed all our fellow students. It was all we could do to make it to a safe vantage point. But the tower never turned. So here we are. Tholor says it's 100 years this reign's had. But me? I'd put it more at 97. Give or take a few.
Ready. Got your back.
Hey, you! Please wait! Over here! Oh, thank Ifre. I wasn't sure I would find anyone out here. My village needs help. The forest has turned against us. I don't know how else to describe it. Spriggans and Sench just started tearing through our village in numbers. We've had to take refuge in the sacred cave where we hold our religious ceremonies. Trethane Roland sent me to look for outside help. I don't know what he intends. He said something about a horrible crime. I think he thinks the forest is trying to exact justice for something. He's in the sacred cave with the others.
Let's go.
better than us?
Nobody.
I can't tell you how glad I am you're here. Something is horribly amiss, and we can't leave this cave without fearing for our lives until it's put right. We are followers of the Green Pact, pledged to protect the forest from all harm. In exchange, the forest shapes itself to our needs. But now the forest has turned against us, stirring the Sench to attack us and driving us into hiding. Only a gross violation of the Green Pact could cause the forest to attack us in this way. My suspicions were confirmed when we entered this cave. We found the sacred blossom, sand. The requirements for correcting a violation of the Green Pact are well established. 3 kinds of proof are required for judgment: witness testimony, physical evidence, and a magical omen. Without all 3, no judgment can be rendered. I've been able to narrow the suspects by talking to the villagers, but to gather more evidence, we'd need to leave this cave. For as long as justice is denied under the Green Pact, the forest will destroy any of us who set foot outside this cave. You have my gratitude. There are 3 suspects whose behavior has been called into question: Aranak the Khajiit merchant, Spinner Aranas, and his wife Gathiel. I suggest talking to my people to find possible witness testimony before venturing into the town.
I heard you've been made Pact Advocate. Is this true? I want to help in any way I can. The Green Pact is sacred, and the person who broke it must be brought to justice. Anything to fix this. Aranak's been in our town for years. Why would he suddenly decide to do this? Besides, the Pact is a special bond between the Wood Elves and the Forest. I don't think the Forest would react this way if Aranak were guilty. Aranis is a good man. He's the village spinner, so it's his job to pass on the stories of the Wood Elves and the Green. I learned about the Green Pact from his stories when I was a child. He would never endanger the village, or break the Pact. A real piece of work. Always scheming, that one is. Spinner's wife or not, I'm sure she's guilty. She's been sick for weeks and just happens to get better the night the Pact was broken? I'd testify against her in a heartbeat. Aranis is a good man. Aranak's been in our... I heard you've been made anything to fix this. A real piece of work. Always scheming, that one is. Aranis is a good man. He's the village spinner, so it's his job to... A real piece of work. Always scheming, that one is. Aranis is... Aranak.
So Trethane Roland wants you to investigate the violation of the Green Pact. I don't see what there is to investigate. The culprit is plain enough, but I'm happy to help. Ask what you want, but I think it's obvious who did it. That Khajiit has always held our traditions in contempt. The night the Green Pact was broken, there was a terrible storm. I was sitting by the window, watching the lightning. That's when I saw that filthy cat sneak off into the woods towards the cave. I will happily testify against him. Spinner Aranas is our guiding light. He helped heal my cousin when she got sick, and has always been a staunch defender of the Green Pact. It's offensive he's even under suspicion. Gathiel has her moments of ego, but she's a loyal member of this community. We were all praying for her during her recent illness, and were thrilled at her recovery. I don't think she's capable of this crime. The night the Green Pact was broken...
So Trethane Roland has you looking into the destruction of the sacred flower. I hope you understand this isn't just about a plant. The Green Pact defines us. Our whole way of life is based on it. I hope you take the investigation seriously. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, but I can tell you already that it was our spinner. He's an alchemist. He makes unnatural concoctions with plants. He claims to never use anything forbidden, but everyone knows that alchemists need lots of herbs to do their work. I am willing to testify against him for bringing this down on us. That merchant is harmless. He only gets what people ask him to acquire, and I've never seen him harm a leaf. If it weren't for him, we'd be cut off from the rest of the world entirely. I won't stand any bad-mouthing of Gathiel. Sure, she's married to that alchemist, but she's nothing like him, rooting around in the dirt for dead leaves. The way she carries herself, her beauty, her refinement, she would never stoop so low.
Good eye. That's gotta be worth some good coin.
We stand ready to hear your findings, Advocate. I encourage you to ask the suspects about any evidence you found before making an accusation.
Please take whatever you found to Trethane Roland, Advocate. Everyone wants to be done with this terrible business as soon as possible.
Please present your findings to the Trethane.
I'm eager to hear your findings, Advocate.
What can you tell us? It wasn't the spinner, right? I mean, it couldn't have been, could it? Also, you tell me if the meat was all gone, or if the creatures had left their filth everywhere, right? Since we're friends.
We stand... Remember, once you have made an accusation, you must present the supporting evidence as requested. If you are truly ready, please name the accused. You have formally accused Spinner Aranas of breaking the Green Pact. Who do you have to stand in testimony against the accused? Citizen, please step forth as accuser. Advocate, what physical evidence do you have to present to us? We accept this diary into evidence. Please present the final piece of evidence, an omen from the heavens portending the guilt of the accused. We accept this broken sigil into evidence. Please, place it on the table. Please allow me a moment to review the evidence you have presented, Advocate. After a careful review of the evidence provided to this court, we find the evidence presented inadequate to prove the guilt of Spinner Aranas. Advocate, please return once you have reviewed your findings and we stand ready to hear you. Remember, once you have made... If you are truly ready, please name the accused. You have formally... Citizen, please step forth as accuser. Advocate, we accept... Please present the final piece of evidence, an omen from the heavens portending the guilt of the accused. We accept... After a careful review of the evidence provided to this court, we find the evidence presented inadequate to prove the guilt of Aranak the Merchant. Advocate, please... We stand ready to... Remember, if you are truly ready, please name the accused. You have... Citizen, please step forth as accuser. We accept... Please present the final piece of evidence, and... We After a careful review of the evidence provided to this court, we find the evidence presented inadequate to prove the guilt of Aranak the Merchant. Advocate, please return. We stand ready. Remember, if you are truly ready, you have formally accused Citizen, please step forth as accuser. Advocate, what physical evidence do you... We accept... Please present the final piece of evidence, an omen from the heavens portending the guilt of the accused. After a careful review of the evidence provided to this court, we find the evidence presented inadequate to prove the guilt of Gathiel, the Advocate, please return. We stand ready to hear you. Remember, if you are truly ready, you have Citizen, please step forth as accuser. Advocate, please present the final piece of evidence. After a careful review of the evidence provided to this court, we find the evidence presented inadequate to prove the guilt of Gathiel, the Advocate, Please return once you have reviewed your findings and are ready to present...
I would never violate the Green Pact. I've lived by it all my life. It is unthinkable. I was sick, yes. But my husband and I prayed to Ifre, and she saw fit to heal me. I suppose to a jealous eye it could look suspicious, but it's not evidence of guilt. On the contrary, some might say Ifre has rewarded our faithfulness. I would never violate the Green Pact. I've lived by it all my life. It is Why yes, that is my sign, and the sign of several others in this village. Surely it was... I would never violate the Green Pact. I've lived by it... How dare you? You read my most private thoughts and then hold them against me as evidence? Last I heard, thinking was not a crime. So callous.
It's truly terrible what has come upon the village, but I promise I'm not the one responsible. It's my duty as Spinner to teach the children about the Green Pact. I would never violate it. Alchemy is not a common practice among wood elves, so it's understandable that there's some confusion. The only plant material I've ever used were leaves and flowers that naturally fell to the ground, as per our laws. It's truly terrible what has come upon the village, my sigil. It's unfortunate, but there was a fierce storm the other night. What's a tangle of dead branches against a gale like that? That's assuming the storm did it. Someone could have easily destroyed my sigil to make me look. It's truly terrible what has come upon them. I know what it looks like, but I didn't cut that plant. I found it in the forest by the dead tree. It was already cut. I thought it was a gift from Ifrit to cure my wife of a wasting sickness. Please, you must believe. It's truly...
Please, it wasn't me. How could it be me? I am a Khajiit. Only wood elves can break the Green Pact. Yes, there was a storm the other night, and storms bring lightning. What does that prove? I should have chosen a better place to keep my car, that is all. Please, it wasn't me. And if I did cut the flower, that does not solve the wood elves' problem. The Green Pact is their custom. I got an anonymous order for a flower and I filled it. I did not know the flower was sacred. The one who placed the order is guilty, not me. Please, it wasn't me. How could it be me? I am a Khajiit. Only wood elves can break the Green Pact. I was out in the storm trying to clear away fallen branches and protect my cart. For all the good it did. Please, it wasn't me.
We stand... Remember, once you have... If you are true... You have formed citizen. Please step forth as accuser. We accept... Please present the final piece of evidence. An omen from... We accept... After a careful review of the evidence provided to this court, we find the evidence presented inadequate to prove the guilt of Aranak the merchant. Advocate, please we stand ready to... Remember, if you are true... You have formed a citizen. Please step forth as accuser. Advocate, what physical evidence do you have to present to us? We accept... Please present the final piece of evidence. An omen... After a careful review of the evidence provided to this court, we find the evidence presented inadequate to prove the guilt of Aranak the merchant. Advocate, please we stand remember, if you are truly you have formed citizen, please step forth as accuser. Advocate, what we accept, please present. After a careful review of the evidence provided to this court, we find the evidence presented inadequate to prove the guilt of Aranak the merchant. Advocate, please, we stand ready to hear your... Remember, if you are truly... You have formed citizen, please step forth as accuser. Advocate, what physical evidence do you have to present to us? We accept... Please present the final piece of evidence. And... After a careful review of the evidence provided to this court, we find the evidence presented inadequate to prove the guilt of Aranak the merchant. Advocate, please return once you have reviewed your findings and are ready to present...
I would never violate the Green Pact. I've lived by it all my life. It is unthinkable. How dare you? You read my mind. I would never violate.
It's truly terrible what has come upon my sigil. It's unfortunate, but there was a fierce storm the other night.
Please, it wasn't me. How could it be me? I am a... And if I did cut the flower, that does not solve the Wood Elves' problem. The Green Pact is their custom. I got an anonymous order for a flower and I...
We stand... Remember, I understand. We stand ready. If you are truly... You have formed a citizen. Please step forth as accuser. We accept... Please present... After a careful review of the evidence provided to this court, I find Aranak, the merchant, guilty as charged.
I'm sorry, I never meant to bring this on the village.
Advocate, we have asked much of you in this terrible affair, but I must rely upon you for one final sacred task. Please escort the prisoner to the judgment chamber below.
I am sorry for what I did. Isn't it possible to look the other way? Isn't it possible to forgive? Please, I don't want to die. I am not ready. I am sorry. I should not have cut the plant. Please, spare me.
Blood for blood. It is done.
It is done. It is done. It is done.
You have done what we could not. You have restored us to the Green Pact. All is right, even if all is not yet well. Thank you. It's a painful loss. Aranak was an important part of this community. He gave us contact with the outside world. I hope you'll be able to fill that role for us. You're welcome here always.
Always worth stocking up.
Hold. We've observed your travels through Grotwood and have need of your particular talents.
Need something.
Our eyes are everywhere in Grotwood. We've fixed them upon you for some time. We're in need of an outsider, unknown in Cormount. Someone with versatility. I'm privileged to be a Vine Dusk Ranger. We report directly to King Camoran Eredon, ruler of the Wood Elves. We protect his rule against all threats, without or within. The Black Sap Rebellion, for one. Though nearly broken at the Dominion's formation, its last remnants plague Cormount. With your help, we can finally end our civil war. If you're agreeable, I'll open a portal to our base of operations. Give me a moment to open the portal. There you go. Quickly now, enter the portal. The portal transfer is complete.
Good. It's who we've been expecting. You're in no danger here, friend. Come, let us speak. Cormount is where the Black Sap Rebellion began. With your help, Cormount will be where it ends. The Vine Dusk Rangers need you to flush out the Black Sap leaders. Killing them will only fuel the flames of rebellion. They must be brought into custody. After General Andare broke their backs, we pacified the remnants of the Black Sap. Every rebel in Grotwood knows our faces. But not yours. Your anonymity allows you to get close and capture their leaders. The Black Sap hate the King, but they have less love for the Dominion. We know they're planning something. Given their methods, it'll be loud and bloody. We can't allow this to fester. But if we capture its leaders, the rebellion ends overnight. Goranir is strong as an ox and just as proud. His brother Lorchan seems to have more eyes in Grotwood than we do. Both are sons of Gelthior, cousin to King Camoran Eredon, traitor to his people, and the prisoner for whom this place was built. Nothing we didn't know already. Gelthior is the king's cousin, so we're forbidden from using harsher methods. More's the pity. If you care to question him yourself, do so before you leave. You won't return here unless his sons are in hand. Meet with Trethane Eardell, our agent in Cormount. It took months, but she identified locals connected to the Black Sap. She'll get you started. Once you've departed, for Ainur will seal the portal. None must know we're holding Gelthior at this location. Or that he's alive, for that matter. You hear that, Gelthior? It's the last of your rebellion collapsing upon itself.
Come to mock the rightful king of the Wood Elves. Go on then, have your fun. Not answer me, you traitorous dog. You aren't one of Mayros' killers, that's clear. Ask your questions. Since his ascension to the throne, the king's attempts to renew our lands shows how soft he is on the Green Pact. My people need a ruler who understands the ancient compacts aren't to be discarded. As second in line to the throne, it fell to me. Our ancient compact with Ifre brought splendor to the Wood Elf people. Yet this king's own Vine Dusk Rangers are exempt. I've seen them eat roots from the ground. Disgusting. When the people called for justice, I had no choice. Of course I did. How better to reaffirm the Green Pact, to keep the High Elves out of Grotwood. But General Andare ended the Black Sap when she slaughtered us at Cormount. I fear my sons can't see the rebellion is over. It's why I hope you capture them. The Dominion's great hero, a traitor, and you to have stopped her? If this is true, my sons would know. If you can convince the Black Sap you ended the Jade Butcher's reign of terror, you can get close enough to my sons to capture them. If the full weight of the Dominion gets involved in a local rebellion, my people will suffer. I'd rather use the Dominion's tools against them. A public trial will show our cause to be just, but only if my sons still live. If Lorchon knows I'm alive, he'll come peacefully. He's pragmatic and not the type to waste his life for a lost cause. Goranir is another matter. He's not the type to kill you outright, but step lightly. He's very proud, that one.
Say the word, and I'll open a portal to Cormount. Once you pass through, it will seal behind you. If you have anything to do before you leave, now is the time.
It doesn't matter if you think you saw an Arthurus eat a potato. I can't do anything without proof.
Thank you, Trethane. I won't have my good name sullied by this fanatic.
A year ago, we'd have buried him up to his neck for blasphemy.
Enough! I've given my ruling. Now both of you, please get on with your lives. I don't want to hear any more of this. Yes? How can I help you? I'm sorry you had to witness that. I knew Cormount's citizens were zealous about the Green Pact, but sometimes they go hunting for trouble. Yes, Farina said I'm to support you in tracking down Gelthiel's sons. We'll start with Lorchon, the Black Sap spy master. If we capture him first, his brother Goranir will be without eyes. And before you ask, I lost it in the war. The Black Sap rebellion started here. It won't surprise you to learn Cormount's citizens provide food and gold to the remnants. They use special phrases to arrange meetings. If you know the phrases, you can get to the remnants. The phrases change weekly. Definitely the work of Lorchon. Lucky for you, I've done the scut work. You'll find this week's phrases in the journal next to me. I leave it to you to work out which ones to use. The Black Sap protects its own. I can't imagine they'll be happy. You'll see a list of known sympathizers in the journal. Approach them, and use the right phrase to set up a meeting with Lorchon. Find me when you're done. Everything should be in the journal. Be careful. Cormount has been crawling with Black Sap.
husband spends so much time with his books. I can never pull him away, especially when it's time to hunt. You killed the Jade Butcher? Olive Cormount will thank you if it's true. But I don't know any Lorchon. Head to the Butcher's ground. He'll be there when he's ready. We won't speak again.
Have you secured a meeting with Lorchon? Of course. It's where General Andare cut down most of their forces. The Jade Dragoons struck at night, from all directions. The Black Sap never stood a chance. They tried to surrender, but General Andare had ordered her soldiers to cleanse the area. Seems the Jade Dragoons always follow orders. No good reason, I'm sure of it. But we don't have a choice. If Lorchon shows up, you'll need to capture him. Here, these were Galthior's rings. His sons will recognize them immediately. As soon as Lorchon puts it on, he'll be transported to the hidden prison. One of Farina's more devious enchantments. He's still calling himself that? The boy needs a hobby. He once proposed we use his portals to send the contents of our latrine into a Black Sap camp. The perfect distraction, he said. We called him the Master of Privies for a month. We need Lorchon and his brother. See if you can get him to talk about where Goronir is hiding. You have a ring for each brother. Once you've captured them both, Farina will find you. And if we don't meet again, it's been an honor. Now back to my mind-numbing duties. Good luck out there.
dealings.
What can I do?
Hey, you! Change of plans? I heard that someone released King Lelorian from the lightless oubliette.
Good thinking. Let's thaw out a little before we get moving again.
Come.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!